folks, we start the way we start. Sambat in Gulf City. Folks, until the Lions have their own historians, tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. And you know, I'll say that again. I said until the Lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. I am Nana Ansah Kwao IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwemu Edumasa. And I say thank God it's Monday. Another wonderful opportunity to meet up again as one people and do what we love best. We meet up once a week to perform radio's finest ritual, a ritual that brings patriots together, a ritual that brings nation lovers together. Welcome to the ritual I call That's My Opinion. This and every Monday at this time. Only on Joy 99.7 FM. And our topic today, folks, National Service with Intent. National Service with Intent. By now, you should be WhatsApping your group, telling a friend to tell a friend, get everybody on board, because this is one, it's complicated. I'm basically going to propose a policy. So it's so complicated, you can punch so many holes in it, but hey, that's the beauty of That's My Opinion. As I always say, let us all gather and make truth good. Once upon a time, folks, in 1973, one of the least credited leaders of our time, General Ignatius Kutu Achampo, introduced the National Service Scheme in Ghana. It is meant for students who complete tertiary education to do a compulsory one-year service before entering the labor market. This is to give them a taste of real life and instill in them the need to serve one's nation, to develop skills other than what they have learned in school. A brilliant idea by all standards. Folks, however, this was in 1973. I don't doubt the principles and the knowledge behind it 1 minute. But the population was around 9 million, thereabout. Today, 9 million is about the numbers we have in school alone. Just student population, 9 million. Though not all of them will enter the university or the tertiary institution, but it tells you that we have to rethink and reset what the original idea was. Also, folks, the future demands on our children will be far different from ours. The skills that we needed to equip ourselves to face our future, which is today, will be different from what our children will face for their future, which is tomorrow. And it must be reflected. As for the issue of population growth, folks, I won't go there today. But the truth be told, that we have lost hold on many things. Because, folks, we are tackling the numbers with tokenism. We are tackling the numbers that are coming in with tokenism. Everybody should get a bit and move on. this becomes difficult to breed quality, and we are seeing the results everywhere. Primary says the KG's guys were not trained well. JSS says primary wasn't trained well. SS is complaining, and then universities are also complaining. Then finally the job market is saying Nyoman is not quality enough. Folks, tokenism, which is the common sense approach to at least give the masses something, is very dangerous in terms that you don't get quality. Tokenism. Because you don't want to leave everybody out. Ubi amra, so just a little bit. Ubra blue, ubra green, ubra blue, ubra green. The result, folks, is what we are seeing. Folks, recently there's been the suggestion of military training as part of national service. Some are happy, others are concerned. Folks, I am in between, happy and concerned. Because as soon as you say military, two things come to mind: discipline and fighting. Discipline and fighting. Folks, we need the discipline, but not the fighting part. It would be nice to have both. But with the levels of unemployment, we don't want millions of youth walking about ready to fight with the know-how. But as I said, we need the discipline. And how do we get it? So, folks, may I suggest, this is where my policy begins, folks. May I suggest a 2-year national service instead of the 1? Now, this is to slow down the momentum and give the children time to mature and train well. However, folks, you can do 1 year. You can do 1 year service after SHS and then 1 year after tertiary, or 2 years after SHS. But you must complete 1 before going into university or any tertiary institution. You see, folks, this notion that SHS is preparation for university should be relooked. We have to relook at that notion and that idea that SHS is preparation for university. Because after SHS, folks, you should be ready for the world of work. You should be ready for the world of work. You should be employable after SHS. Have ethics, good timekeeping, sense discipline, something. You should be employable. It shouldn't be that the whole idea or your whole motive of SHS is that from here, I'm going to university, nothing in between. And so I am proposing that we fix national service in there. Train them and prepare them for that world of work. There should be a policy, folks, in Ghana, that everyone who finishes SHS or university must have a useful handy skill, irrespective of your career path, even if your course is skill-based. Everybody that enters the schooling educational system must leave with a useful handy skill. Everyone who finishes SHS, if you're unable to continue, you must have a skill. And that should be a national policy. If we are going to harness this youth, if we are going to straighten this youth and get rid of Ghana's #1 security problem, this is what I suggest. How do we implement? Folks, we shall depend on the statistical service to tell us where the demands are periodically. Maybe every 4 years, maybe every 6 years. The statistical service should come and tell us that we are running out of tailors, we are running out of electricians, we are running out of IT consultants, we are running out of, engineers, whatever. where real opportunities are. That we seek Ministry of Education to link with Ministry of Interior. They will facilitate and share the training courses amongst the forces and the services spread across the country. The police can lead with IT and AI related courses. The Army has an engineering corps where various skills are applied. Various skills. I think the 48th Regiment. They need various skills, and they can open up and train many. Fire service can train health and safety related courses. I mean, this will break us from the usual, where national service personnel sometimes become just a formality, just there running useless errands to buy roast plantain and peanuts. I'll tell you a funny story. It is a true one. One of my sons, during his service, all he had to do was babysit for one of the staff who had just returned from maternity leave with her baby. And this son of mine, believe me, has a very calm temperament, really, really calm. So, I can imagine him being the ideal babysitter. And that's all he did. That's all he did. Even on his days off, this woman will call and find out if he was coming in or not. Because they would just hand over the baby to him, 8 to 5, then come and pick the baby up. He didn't learn anything. He didn't learn anything. Folks, I know every generation complains about the indiscipline of the next. So sometimes I'm very cautious when pointing that indisciplined finger. Because by all means, the generation before me also pointed a finger at my generation that we were indisciplined. However, in spite of that, we have a peculiar problem with our youth. We have a peculiar problem with our youth. Number one being the numbers. Now, I may be old and I may be colo, but the level of despondency among the youth is very high. The number of youth who have just given up is quite high. Gambling addiction is high. People whose ambition is just Okada is too high. And you would think that for youth, they would punch a bit higher than just owning an Okada or even just riding an Okada for somebody. We should have youth that punch a bit higher than that with regards to ambition. Illegal mining, too high. Substance abuse, problematic. So yes, I'm old and colo, but there are real issues. There are real issues that confront us. And with intention, folks, we need to break it. With intention, we can't leave it to chance. Folks, the purpose of the national service will be to instill brutal discipline. If I should say, make our children Ghanaians again. Change their life focus. Look more at the bigger picture. Give the youth real opportunity in life. Folks, rid them of the idea of arbitrary insults, which is also becoming a norm. Very dangerous. Give them a good sense of timekeeping, good work ethics. Folks, basic law and responsibility as a citizen. Decency and culture. Because after all, when we get old, these are the hands and people who are going to look after us. We must at least equip them well so they can look after us. Selfishly, if I may say. Selfishly. Let's equip them well so they can look after us. If indeed we're going to give them the country or bequeath them the country, let's equip them so they can inherit it. So with a well-designed course, folks, we can rescue many of our youth who have given up. And this is it. This time they would have to do actual work to support their allowances. Example, those training in dressmaking would be attached to companies that have contracts that are actually doing dressmaking, so you're earning building and technology will be on site, earning and learning. A Greek will be in the fields. So it's not like you're just there and the state has to go and find some stipends for you. No. No stipends. You're earning and learning, regardless of your career path. You want to be a teacher, you want to be a doctor, you want to be a pilot. If you are going to go to school in Ghana, you would leave school with a handy skill. National service with intention. Folks, time to rescue the future. You will be shocked at how many people will change their career path upon acquiring a good handy skill. You will be shocked. And AI is coming, and is coming too fast. We must position these children to face the world. Otherwise, again, they will be lost. Otherwise, again, they will be lost. And just like us, they will be constantly moving from state to state, begging and begging and begging. If we need to change our children from beggars to earners and probably givers and philanthropists, folks, we must equip them with the skills of discipline, the skills of good work, the skills of decency, skills of AI and IT to face the world. And I think that would be a brilliant inheritance that we leave to our children. But as it is my opinion, you can always agree, you can disagree, you can add to or take some out. I'm saying as a national policy, everyone who goes to school in Ghana, ever one day you want to come back and work in this country, you show your 2-year national certificate, national service certificate, and the skills acquired then. And then they say, yeah, that's Ghana Airways, go and fly. Yeah, I learned how to do tailoring. Thank you very much. Go and fly. I learned how to do building. Then go and fly our airplane. Want to join the army? Thank you very much. What skill did you acquire after school? Say, I learned to repair engines. Thank you very much. Join the army. 0302 216 541. They're the opinionators. We are proposing a policy. Every now and then we propose policies. 0302 216 541. Hello? Hello?
What's happening?
Kwame.
Hey, Nana.
Very good, Kwame. I go, where did me hear opinion on it, but me too.
Nana, I also ask questions. Who cancel Form 4, Form 6 before you go to the university?
Come again.
I'm talking about in the 80s, 70s, 80s, or Form 4, Form 5, Form 6.
Yeah.
Who canceled it? So a child of 17 years can go to the university. Go and do what? It doesn't make sense. So after 20 years or 21, that person has graduated as what? No skill. If ask the person, oh, I learned political science. So as you propose, I will suggest we go back to the old system where after secondary school, you do another 2 years at least before you enter the university. At least you are immature enough to think. And we are in the corporate world though. We have seen people from the university coming in. Somebody has done marketing, asking questions. The person has no idea. You have to coach the person through it. Michelle, God bless you.
God bless you too. 0302216541. And Derek is in La. Hello, Derek.
Hello, Nana. I greet you, sir.
I greet you back. Let me hear you.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Sir, I agree with you. And I think the 2 years is more ideal. Because like the earlier caller said, 17 years at the university. Then I think you are doing 5 years course. You graduate at 23 or 22. When you come out, without this national service campaign, what sort of experience, what sort of maturity, what sort of discipline are they bringing to the job market? So, like I said, I think the emphasis has to be on agri. If agri is made more with machinery, I think the cycle as it continues yearly, there can be avenues to absorbing the workforce. At least by the time 2 years, you exit, another batch is entering. So it will be sustainable.
Oh, Derek, I got Wisdom in the Volta region. Hello, Wisdom.
Hello, Nana.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Thank
you.
All right. So with the issue we are discussing, I think I've agreed with you on all the issues except for the military training. Anyway, you say you are in between, so I am for it all because military training comes with discipline and fight, as you said, and every nation needs the fighting. That fighting energy because the world is revolving and nations are trying to overtake nations in so many ways. So I think with the discipline and the fighting spirit, we can protect Ghana, our nation. And also to say that education itself, especially the higher level of education, is somehow too much of theory, and you see people spend the whole of their life going to school, coming out and still on the street looking for work. So like you said, I think the second cycle education should be focused more on skill acquisition, and the national service should be after secondary school so that we can build a working society. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to Wisdom. Yeah. And I'm going straight to East Legon because Nana Kofi is there. Hello, Nana Kofi.
You are changing my identity.
No, you know East Legon. What
you are changing my identity.
Can you imagine? They say, who is Lego? Who is Lego? I mean, just say, who's that? What do you suggest? I mean, I know Wisdom disagreed with me on the fighting thing, but I think that you've no also do if you give them that fighting spirit, or banners or me frustrated on your brain.
The whole ecosystem it's not up to date. That's one of my issues with the creators. We have the same facilities, yet we keep producing more. The universities have not expanded. It's still the same thing. The job market is basically still the same, and we are producing more. And what you are proposing, which is supposed to be the case from the and now we are not proposing it. That is also one aspect that is not necessarily respected. When I went to senior high
Hello.
Yeah, Nana, good evening. I hope you're doing well.
I'm very well, my brother.
Happy Father's Day to you, though related.
Yeah, happy Father's Day to you too.
Yeah. And I seem to be having questions more than contributions. My question is, for the first of it all, who directs or does these students to choose whatever courses they want to do and explain to them, when you choose this course, this is the field you are going to work on. Secondly, government has made it mandatory that before you go to the market, you have to perform national service in government institutions. Most of them are saying that the government institutions are not paying more, so they will choose to go to the private. When you go to the private, are you recognized in the market or on the field of government once you didn't perform for the government? These are some of the questions that I have.
Sure.
Nana,
Yeah.
I need
Sure.
answers.
Yeah. I mean, based on what I said, I mean, I don't want us to just have skills just for skills sake. That's what I'm saying. The statistical service can tell the state that state, you are lacking, skills in the building sector. You are lacking skills in IT center. You are lacking skills in agri sector, and then we design and give it to the necessary services and forces because they have that regimental training which we all seem to agree that our children need. Of course, by the time you get to SS3, they should tell you that if you go into agri processing, these are your opportunities or your career path. However, like I'm saying, there are people who may not necessarily they have a clerical future. It's going to be a pilot. This person is going to be a pilot. It's only a national policy that we don't care. If you're going to be a pilot, learn how to sew something, become a pilot. Learn how to weld something before you become a pilot. Because the clerical world is so choked, I'm saying that you'll be shocked the amount of people who started in life to become a secretary, but then will end up being, maybe a carpenter or a welder or a builder or an IT engineer, or a code programming, something. People will change their career path once their skills start earning them money. But Claude is in Tema. Hello, Claude.
Hello, Nana.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Now, it's on what you mentioned about the population.
Yeah.
Yes, you said in 73 we were about 9 million.
Yeah.
And now we are hitting 30 million.
Yeah.
I think that is the challenge we are having as a country. And we need to have a policy with education where families will have, a number of children, maybe 2 or 3. But you go to some rural areas where there's poverty and somebody has 6, 7 children. They are all putting pressure on the same educational system, free SHS, so everybody can go into the system. I think that's a policy the government has to look at.
Well,
thank you.
Thank you very much. I mean, it's a major policy. It's just that I didn't want to go there today, but it's major. But Derek is in Ashiaman. Hello, Derek.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Please, thank you for your submission. Thank you very much. Yes, we must say one of the problems facing our educational system is because we have separated the technical and the vocational aspect from the whole educational system at the SHS level. So I suggest that if it is inclusive, in the sense that right after SHS, students spend a year or a year and a half, learn some practical skills, it will help. So students who do not get a chance to get to the university, they have acquired some skills. I am a teacher at a secondary school, and if I tell you how parents are rushing their wards to go to university with their alarm, students even at Form 2, Form 1, are being pushed by their parents to write or sit for NOVDEC exam and be pushed to what was the name? University at the age of 15, 14. They are at the university. What are they doing at that age at the university? All right. So if we fuse the technical and vocational skills into the educational system, where it is mandatory, it will help us a lot. Thank you very much.
National service with intent. So I am proposing that, yes, even though I am colo and old and every generation seems to think the younger one seems to be wilder than theirs, we have a peculiar problem. We have a peculiar problem where the numbers are a lot. We have a peculiar problem where I think the speed of information and access to information, good or bad, is just like so fluid. Gambling is on the high. Youth with very little ambition is on the high. Youth who've given up, those who want to escape, are quite high. So, yes, even though everybody points a finger, I am saying in our case, maybe we have a genuine case. We have a genuine case. Look, I remember once upon a time when I was young and, Carl Lewis comes on the scene and he'd shaved the sides of his hair and had a little bit on the top, and I went to go and shave the same thing. I come home and my mom and my grandma were crying. I mean, it's like was saying life I say for a haircut. I mean, they cried and cried. The next day I just had to go and shave the whole thing off. To them, I was such a wayward child, only because I just went to shave the sides of my hair and kept some on top. So I'm saying that, yes, every young will complain that, we don't feel some color. But in this case, I don't think it's only color and only old. There's a challenge that confronts us, and we have to intentionally stop them. So I'm saying, after SS, you start your service. And it's a skilled-based service, not just posted to some office. Service. No. Skilled-based. It's 2 years. You can do 1 year after SS and 1 year after uni, or do all your 2 years. But by the time you finish, you should be certified in some skill. You can throw it away, or if life hits you, as life would hit many of them, you can fall back on that skill for survival. And it will lower the pressure, it will lower the tension in the system. 0302216541. And I am saying that we hand them over to the services, fire service, police, military, Air Force, Navy. They all have skills and stuff. And these guys, if you've been through their training, where you have 30 minutes to get up, shower, and get to dining and get to classroom, that idea. You wake you up at 6, and by 6:30 you should have showered, dressed, had your breakfast, and sat in classroom. Now you're managing your structure, kakra. The notion of cleaning your environment and tidying up and even laying your bed. Folks, even laying your bed. So by the time they come up or unleash them onto the market, quote and unquote, they will be human again. Let me go to Teshi. Agbe is there. Hello, Agbe.
Hello, good evening, Nana.
Good evening.
There is a way we control flood, okay? By creating ponds to lower the speed of the flood waters. And that's an engineering solution. That's exactly what you are proposing. The numbers that are coming are huge. You need to create some form of a pond to slow down the speed, so that once it's settled, then the flow can continue. And so this strategy of a year of national service after SHS is brilliant. And this new government solution of proposing skills training, it must be institutionalized to ensure that we use it to slow down the numbers that are coming out of SHS and continue straight into the university. So once we institute something like this, I'm sure it will help us as a country. That's my contribution.
Thanks for breaking it down. I mean, you made the explanation even just more sweeter. But James is in Ashama. Hello, James.
Yes, hello. Toby.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Nana in Airway is Toby.
Yes, I know very much.
So I'm calling Toby.
I know very much, yes.
Yes, Toby, currently, as we speak, there's a constitutional review committee work ongoing. And so, sadly, I don't know if the public will be invited or there's a provision for the public to make their input. As we speak now, I've never gotten any avenue for such opportunity to make an input into this amendment, because we truly have a problem at hand. Those who drop out from junior senior high, they are dead. Let me take it from SHS. They are dead, drop out, they are dead. When you go to the tertiary, those who drop out from there, they are also dead. Now when we come to the university, and all those batch of people are in the system. No training, no nothing. And it will surprise you in the corporate, those who complete university and happy to get a chance to be working. If you see the product that is coming out, only theory, no practical, nothing, no experience. And we are sitting down watching all these things. So please, I'm very glad you coming out with this. But please, let's input it in the amendment that is going on, so that we can bring all this view up. They say, I need the power for team. No. Because, believe me, those who are doing this amendment are starting to be corrected. Things that will come out will favor the politicians, and the real problem will not be solved. So please, thank you very much. Good work done.
Thank you very much too for listening, and thank you even more for calling. Let me go to Adenta. Leo is there. Hello, Leo.
Hi, Nana.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah. I'm a beneficiary of the system in Nigeria.
Okay.
Yeah, I was born here in Ghana. My father was in the Ghana army, and he married 3 Ghanaian women. I am the firstborn. I did my O-level and A-level here in Ghana,
okay,
and then went to Nigeria to do my degree, okay, at the University of Benin. So I know the system of the national service very well. I did my national service in Nigeria and came back. What you are proposing is very good, but I would add that instead of 2 years, it should be the 1 year as it is in Nigeria.
Okay.
And it is only for tertiary education graduates. And what we have to our advantage here in Ghana is that we have these youth training centers. In Nigeria, every state has a training camp. So we should use the youth training centers we have here. If there is none in any region, we should build one, so that every region will have one training center. Every year, when it's time, we send the names of the graduates there, and they report there. And in Nigeria, it's 1 month. You do it for 1 month. The fighting bit you are talking, we were not taught to fight.
Okay.
But basic training, physical training, and discipline, like you were saying, what time to wake up, what time to eat, and all that.
So it is very good if we follow the pattern of Nigeria. If we don't know, let's go and learn from them. Let's go and learn from them. It will imbibe some discipline into the society. So I support what you are saying. We should look at it carefully and then take those that are not benefiting. Fortunately, we have this ID card system, the national ID card. In Nigeria, every month we were going once to the regional capital. No matter where you were posted within the state, you will go to the state capital and collect your allowance with your ID card. So that this issue of fraud and all things will be eliminated. Fortunately, we have the Ghana card. It should be strictly based on production of your Ghana card before you are paid. So I support what you are saying. The government should look into it properly and then implement it properly too.
Thank you.
I have benefited from both Ghana and Nigeria.
Thank you very much. See, I kind of agree with that 1 year thing, but I was proposing 2 years because, Charlie, I mean, it's how many? 600 and something thousand are writing BCA. 500,000. And then WAEC will come. So the numbers are too many. That's why I'm doing that 2 years to chuck it. As my other caller said, I'm creating a dam. Slow them down, train them, mature them, discipline them, change their mindset. And then gradually sip them into the tertiary institution system. Dr. Dapa of First American Specialist Medical Center. You seem to be very, very popular on this show. We're going to have a podcast. We need to have Dr. Dapa on there as a podcast guest. You can't get all these shout outs for free. So Dr. Dapa of First American Specialist Medical Center. To my international producers, Anita, Oliver, and Ziggy, thank you very much for holding on. Lois is here to give you your news bulletin. All eloquent and clad in green. Sharp. Kofi Hayford will be up next with the Overdrive. I am Nana Ansah Kwao IV. And I say until the lions have their own historians, tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Next Monday, God willing, we shall be back to do this all over again. And happy Father's Day to all the hustlers out there.